And now, imagine that you're following all these recommendations and have high-quality photos of your property with natural lights, landscape orientation, high resolution, panoramic shots, and photos of all nearby attractions. But all Airbnb hosts and property managers are trying to follow the same valuable advice. And you have to compete with 7+ million listings that also read or heard these recommendations. What can we do? I will briefly discuss some recommendations for pictures provided by Airbnb, Booking.com, and other experts in the field. And after that, we'll go deeper into research results to understand how pictures can positively influence guests' attitudes and booking intentions and maximize our sales. And finally, I'll share with you some opportunities to pretest the effectiveness of pictures on your listings for different categories of guests. Today, we'll discuss in detail only the effects of pictures, but there are many other opportunities to influence your guests' attitudes and booking intentions using the effects of, for instance, colors. We know that there are warm colors and cool colors like blue, green, purple that influence guests' feelings. There are light colors that can make spaces appear larger and more open, and dark colors related to coziness. Certain colors can influence guests' decision-making process and so on, but do not forget that different people and different cultures perceive colors differently due to, for instance, cultural perceptions. And it's obligatory to pretest the effects of color, but there is no need to repaint your properties to know how it influences guests' attitudes and booking intentions. We can conduct simple experiments with guests, and I'll teach you how to do this in one of the next sessions. The next topic, descriptions and wording. Again, there is a set of specific words that can influence guests' feelings, attitudes, and intentions. Host pictures. I know that this is just a small circle in our listings, but it plays a huge role in influencing trust toward the host and trust toward the property, which in turn influences guests' booking intentions. Certainly, there are some basic recommendations for host pictures that we include in our tools section, and I'll definitely discuss them in detail in one of the next topics. But most importantly, these recommendations will not work without testing them in your property. For instance, when we experimented with the host attire by putting him into business and casual, we surprisingly found that the host in casual attire causes higher trust toward the host and toward the property. And I'll later explain to you why this happened. The next exciting topic we'll discuss later is the presence of plants. It's so simple, but in addition to aesthetic appeal, the presence of plants is related to perceptions of cleanliness, stress reduction, a historically developed connection with nature, sustainability perceptions, and finally, guests' attitudes and booking intentions. Again, I'll present you with some research results related to the effects of plants in hospitality settings. The next topics will be related to the effects of cleanliness information, the impacts of sustainable labels and badges. What else? Artwork on the wall. And this is my favorite topic. We cannot easily change the location of our hotels or properties, furniture, decor, or any other features, but we can easily add or replace paintings on the walls. And they play a huge role in influencing guests' attitudes and booking intentions. And I'll show you the results of research we conducted with different types of art, different sizes, different colors in Booking.com and Airbnb settings, and present some examples of artwork that were found to be more effective in influencing guests' attitudes and booking intentions, and many other listing attributes. We also developed a set of tools and templates for each topic that you can use by yourselves, including measurement scales for survey questions and ready survey templates, Airbnb scenarios, Booking.com scenarios, a collection of the most effective pictures, a set of effective wording, the most effective pictures for walls, research results, color sets, recommendations, dashboard templates that help to visually present all results on a single page, and so on. And again, I'll later try to cover the majority of these opportunities one by one, as well as their implications in our listings, and opportunities to pretest each of these options. But now let's return to pictures. There is no doubt that visuals are critical in shaping guests' perceptions and decision-making in the hospitality industry, especially on digital platforms like Airbnb. And there is a lot of information discussing why the pictures are so important. Let's repeat some of the usual claims and then go deeper and look at some recent research results. So, first, pictures are the first point of contact for our guests, capturing their attention and motivating them to explore further. And we know that it's obligatory to use high-quality, visually appealing photos to make a positive first impression and pique the interest of potential guests. Second, pictures play a critical role in building trust and credibility with guests, because transparent and accurate representation of our properties through photos fosters confidence and minimizes the risk of disappointment upon arrival. Third, pictures have the power to evoke emotions and aspirations in guests, painting vivid pictures of the experiences that await them. Good visuals allow guests to envision themselves in this space, fostering a sense of connection and anticipation that can significantly impact their decision-making process. Next, clear, high-quality, and detailed photos provide valuable information that empowers guests to make informed decisions about where to stay. Whether it's assessing the layout of a property, the amenities, or the overall environment, our pictures serve as a window into the guest experience and help guests find the perfect match for their needs and preferences. And finally, high-quality, captivating photos can enhance the perceived value of our listings, justifying higher prices and increasing the likelihood of bookings. The general guidance on quality pictures we receive from Airbnb is the following. Create an inviting atmosphere to ensure your space is clean. Maximize natural light, which we can do by opening blinds and curtains, and we know many examples when low light photos were banned by the platform. Next, use landscape orientation for your photos, as vertical ones may not showcase your space as effectively in search results. Choose high resolution, which is obvious. Highlight some unique features, and we can draw attention to unique amenities or characteristics of the space, such as fireplace, artwork, or outdoor barbecue area to make our listing stand out. Emphasize accessibility. If your space has accessibility features like wide doorways or step-free floors, you can highlight them in your photos to attract guests with limited mobility. And we know that Airbnb requires pictures with an aspect ratio of 3:2 with a minimum resolution of 1024 by 683 pixels. Additionally, the Airbnb, Booking.com, and VRBO marketing experts often recommend to prepare each room for photography, tidy up, and add small touches like magazines or folded towels, to maximize or simulate natural light, to turn on all indoor lights to eliminate dark corners and showcase cleanliness, to shoot into a corner of each room to add dimensions and make the space look bigger, to choose focal points like beds to showcase, to highlight some small details that add personality to the space, such as collectibles or outdoor features, to use panoramic shots to show off entire rooms to give guests a better idea of space and build trust, to take some photos from different angles, as well as to take photos of the neighborhood and nearby attractions to give guests a sense of the area. And when uploading photos, it's better to organize them into separate categories by room and area, and certainly to upload the most attractive photos first. And now, imagine that You're following all these recommendations and have high-quality photos of your property with natural lights, landscape orientation, high resolution, panoramic shots, and photos of all nearby attractions. But all Airbnb hosts and property managers are trying to follow the same valuable advice. And you have to compete with 7+ million listings that also read or heard these recommendations. What can we do? Let's try to go deeper and delve into the results of recent research. First of all, we have an opportunity to provide a huge number of photos, up to 100 pictures, which you can use to influence guests' attention, attitudes, and booking intentions. And we can add a lot of visual things on these pictures, including paintings on the wall, yellow sanitation labels, pictures of the host, green sustainable labels, some pictures from the International Effective Picture set, include people on pictures, or something that corresponds with guests' lifestyle, like outdoor gears, snorkeling equipment, books, and so on. And most importantly, you can pre-test the effects of each of these attributes on guests' attitudes and booking intentions before implementing any of them into your real listings. There is the International Effective Picture set. It's a database of pictures developed to provide a standardized set of stimuli for studying emotions. It was created by the Center for the Study of Emotion and Attention at the University of Florida, and it includes hundreds of images designed to evoke a range of emotional responses. Each image in the IAPS is rated by a large group of participants on 3 primary emotional dimensions: valence, how pleasant or unpleasant an image is; arousal, the intensity of emotional response the image elicits; and dominance, the degree of control or influence the people feel in response to the image. The International Effective Picture set is used in psychophysiological and neuroscientific research to investigate emotional processes, but we can easily apply it to our listings. So each time we use a picture from this set with positive valence and high level of arousal, we can expect that on average, it can be better in motivating our guests for some actions. And we did a simple thing. We recruited 3 groups of people who visited Orlando during the last 6 months. We presented positive pictures from this set to the first group, negative pictures for the second group. And the third group, control group, did not observe any pictures. After that, we asked them questions about their revisit intentions, willingness to recommend the destination to other people, say positive things in social media, and so on. And we found that these intentions were significantly higher for the group who watched positive pictures. Again, in 6 months after the visit, exactly the same people, about 1,000 respondents, had higher recommending and revisit intentions just because they just observed positive pictures from the International Effective Picture set. There is also another data set called the Open Effective Standardized Image Set, OASIS, and I can share this link with you in our tools section. Furthermore, there is the Effective Norms for English Words dataset, with the words with highest emotional ratings of positive valence and emotional arousal that we can use in our 50 characters for the title and 500 characters for listing description. But this is another opportunity which I'll share in one of my next topics. So you can try to use pictures from this set. You can apply other data sets like the Open Effective Standardized Image Set, but most importantly, you can do the same and pre-test the effectiveness of each of your pictures using experimental design. In research, experiment is a procedure undertaken to test a hypothesis by manipulating one or more variables to observe the effect on another variable, while controlling other factors. So, in simple words, you can change something on your listing, like introducing a new picture, and then measure the effects of this change on your guests' booking intentions. Only experiments make it possible to pre-test your marketing practices, pictures, descriptions, labels, and so on. And only experiments allow us to manipulate one specific factor while keeping all others constant. The same room, the same pictures, the same host, the same price, the same description, but we put a painting on the wall or a different painting. And only in this case we can say for sure that the changes in guests' attitudes and booking intentions can be attributed to the effects of this particular painting. I know that it might sound complicated, but believe me, I did many experiments with hotels, events, tourist destinations, Airbnb, and Booking.com. And it's not difficult, and you can easily do it on your own. I'll describe it in detail in the topic about conducting experiments. And there are many other opportunities to influence our guests' attitudes and booking intentions using the effects of colors, host pictures, the presence of plants, cleanliness information, sustainable labels, artwork on the walls, and many other attributes. And I'll later try to cover the majority of these opportunities one by one, as well as the implications in our listings, and opportunities to pretest each of these options.